Imagine being murdered for it.
Ooh! Yo, this man is stacking his points. Hold up. He's stacking his points real good right now.
That might have been the best line in this whole entire song.
What's up, everybody? We are back. It's been a long time. We haven't done a reaction in a while.
Too long. It's been way too long. You know, life happens, things happen. This guy's married, by the way, so.
Married, baby. I'm married.
He's married. I have some news too, but we'll take our time with that news.
Yeah. And yeah, we're just so happy to be back. I'm super happy to be back. I forgot how much fun this was. I feel excited, like I'm about to have fun right now. So let's just get right into it. We are reacting today to Tipping Point by Samson, or The Real Samson. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff about this one. This guy always comes out with something controversial to say, coming out swinging. He really puts a lot into it, so I'm excited to see what he has to say, man.
I'm just excited to hear some rap. It's been a while since I heard some good rap, so let's see what we got. This is Samson Tipping Point, and if there's one thing I know that he can do, this guy can rap. Let's go. All right. Ooh. I like the sample so far. Very.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk and bless his family. I know the devil's hard at work. I can't even fathom all the grief and pain that y'all have went through. My thoughts are nearly impossible to explain, but I'll attempt to. I've already written like 5 intros, so many wasted paragraphs and revised pen strokes. There's just so many things I want to say, and I don't want to say I'm wrong. I don't know how many times I almost threw away this song. But I feel an obligation.
Yo, this beat, man. This beat is like some classic 90s boom bap, like straight, what are these guys called? Like Black Moon. But who are the other guys from Brooklyn? You know what I'm talking about?
The other guys from Brooklyn.
Yeah, like where Black Moon was a part of that group.
Boot Camp Clip.
Yeah, like Boot Camp Clip. Boot camp click type beat, right?
I'm getting like a little J Dilla, if I'm being real with you. It's
or
like,
even a Big L. Big L.
Big L with that Big L.
Yeah.
Pete Rock too. Very Pete Rock.
Nice.
But yeah, yo, I mean, right off the bat, this is not even Boom Bap 101, honestly. So far, in a short amount of time, he's displaying a very high level of Boom Bap. But what I like about this is usually when you associate Boom Bap, you associate Boom Bap with, you know, very methodical, metaphorical type language where they're speaking very poetically, and you gotta really hone in to decipher what they're saying. But he's very clear in what he's talking about right now, and it's kind of like he's just writing sentences that just follow each other, but he's making them rhyme exceptionally well.
He literally started off with rest in peace Charlie Kirk. He's talking about how he can't fathom what his family is feeling. Anyone who lost a family member would be feeling terrible. You know what I'm saying? So he can't fathom it. It seems to be affecting him so hard that he said he couldn't find the words to say. He wrote the intro, rewrote the intro like 3 or 4 times. I really want to hear what he has to think about this, because this guy is really good at getting his point across. So whatever he's got to say, he's gonna make it known, and I wonder what he's got to say about it, man.
Actually, the fact that he said I rewrote this intro a couple of times kind of gives us a nice self-reflective insight into the fact that this is something heavy weighing on his mind. That means the first thing he wrote, he probably didn't think it was good enough. The second thing he wrote, he probably didn't think it was good enough. He had to write it a few times because this feels like something he really wants to get right.
And that's just the intro.
Raps and revised pen strokes. There's just so many things I want to say, and I don't want to say I'm wrong. I don't know how many times I almost threw away this song. But I feel an obligation. I have a platform, and people want my observation. This one is complicated. I go back and forth on it. The facts are distorted so much I'm half and half. I'm torn on it, trying to grasp the scope of this. And so I'm asking if there's more to it. Reading way too much and end up actually just warping it. Too many voices echoing, reporting everything. How you supposed to comb through all these different passages and sort it? There's so much information out there, it can make you feel like you don't know what's fake or real. Way too many Facebook reels. Shit, it's almost like it's done on purpose, just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those matrix pills so I can see through all the tint.
Give me the pill. In this case, he's probably referring to the red pill because that is the truth in the Matrix. The red pill's what makes you see the world for what it really is, but without him knowing, or maybe he did know. He, you got red and blue, a Republican and Democrat, and he said all three of the Matrix pills. Obviously, he wants the red pill because he's clearly conservative, and that's a little nice metaphor underneath the metaphor without actually saying it. Very high level. I love it.
Let's talk about what he's saying. He's confused right now, man, and I can heavily
relate.
Yes. You gonna keep that in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why not?
Okay. And that's a kind of also like plays on the metaphor of the Matrix, because the Matrix is a false digital world in somebody's mind in which they think is reality, but it's not. It plays nicely into him saying, somebody give me these Matrix pills. And I gotta agree with you. I think he is definitely going to take the red pill. But he's taking the red pill because in the movie, the red pill wakes you up, as you said. Going back to that scene where Neo takes the red pill and all of a sudden they locate him in the real world and they wake him up and he's like, and he sees it for the first time. It's crazy.
He's alluding to the fact that there's so many different types of media outlets in this world, and we don't know what is really true or what is not true or what is fabricated or what is just slightly fabricated. In this clip culture we live in, a lot of things are always taken out of context, written with some type of paragraph or headline in conjunction with the clip they showed in order to make people believe whoever posted it wants them to believe. We live in a world, especially in America, where majority of the minds, majority of the people, depending on what side you lean on, it doesn't matter, are very easy to make believe something as long as they feel like they agree with it. They rarely will critically think, maybe do a little bit more digging or ask more questions like, could this be real? I don't know. That's why he's confused here. And I really, really enjoying this so far. And don't even get me started on the rap technique, but we're going to get into that later.
Someone would wake me up and offer me those Matrix pills so I could see through all the tints in the facade, but I can't, so I feel like I should give this up to God, cause it's a lot and I could use some guidance, cause I'm struggling. I got two different sides that are inside of me just tugging. My heart tells me fuck these nasty individuals, so despicable, fucking trash, I bet they're miserable. Couldn't last in a debate, so they had to get physical. Got smashed verbally, so they resorted back to trigger pulls. All he did was talk, he debated, that was all.
Hold on. This is purely off of rap right now, for real. Okay, so he's really rhyme scheming his ass off. For those of you who haven't been with us in a while, a rhyme scheme is when you juggle two or more multiple rhymes, one after another. And I mean sounds. Ah, eh, oh is the rhyme scheme here. Ass if he was physical, ass but the miserable, right? Ah, it. Oh, constantly juggling that. And then a pattern I'm noticing is that he's going back and forth between rhyme schemes. So it might not just be as simple as with the rhyme scheme, because he might go basically just really switching up. Is he gonna use the ass sound? Is he gonna use the is sound? Or is he gonna use the o sound?
I think actually what he does actually is imbalance, and that's what makes it cool, because you don't know what letter or syllable he's gonna land on, but the fact that he's using different one keeps your mind jogging and keeps you thinking like, where's he gonna go with it? He's basically saying y'all couldn't handle yourselves in the debate. Charlie Kirk unfortunately was assassinated in front of a live audience. It's fucking terrible. That's what he did. He debated people. He went on college campuses. He gave college students a chance to critically think, which is what you're supposed to do in college. You're supposed to do that in college, and all he did was give them a chance to debate with him. The worst thing that happened is like they didn't like what he said. Maybe he hurt their feelings with what he said. All he did was debate you. You just had a conversation and you had to resort to trigger pulls. But he's just talking about clearly the left in general, because
Democrats
in general, because...
Or radical Democrats.
Yeah. The evidence leads everyone to believe that he was clearly murdered for his conservative ideas, so...
verbally, so they resorted back to trigger pulls. All he did was talk, he debated, that was all. Never held a position in office or made any laws. He created an organization to display his faith. He sat right in front of your face and had conversations with y'all. He spoke. He never suspended your rights, never signed a single fucking bill that affected your life. What exactly did he do that directly impacted you? Instead of saying a couple of sentences that you disliked, y'all took a couple quotes out of their context and flipped it, cut out the...
Hold up, man. Okay,
man. This is exactly what we're talking about.
leading with the things he didn't do versus the things he did do. Things he didn't do. He didn't sign any bills. He didn't affect any governmental laws. He literally didn't do anything that affected anyone's life directly. The only thing he possibly did do is just say something that you either didn't agree with and it might have hurt your feelings. Leading with the things he did do.
Yeah, man. Yo, straight up, this man's speaking straight facts.
Bruh.
He's not even like reaching for things. It's a straight fact. He never held a position in office. He never signed anything that changed anyone's life. All he did was build up his own platform. That's what he did. He built up his own platform, just had conversations with people. You know, these are the things he did. That's all he did.
Started an organization for his beliefs and, you know, anyone else who feels the same way he did. And as you should. Honestly, if you really feel so strongly about something, you should do something about it, as people say, instead of bitch and moan and just try and make somebody else look like they're a bad person. You should start something of your own. Find your own resources, whether it's, in this case, Charlie Kirk starting an organization, or whether it's what Samson's doing, where he's using his platform he's built from his talents, his God-given gifts as a musician, as a lyricist, as a poet, to give his message across. And I think that's a wonderful thing, if you ask me, for anybody, no matter what you believe in.
Yeah, man. He's basically just he's saying Charlie Kirk put his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean? There's too many people online, on the internet, that have opinions, but to be quite honest with you, y'all don't do shit about your opinions. You just continue to complain and insert your opinion. But this man inserted his opinion in a way where he built his own organization and platform so he can grow his own little movement. And it happens on the conservative side and it happens on the liberal side. There's literally liberals doing maybe not exactly what he did, but conceptually the same exact thing. They're building their platforms and spreading their message, man. And unfortunately, this man got killed for it, so let's keep listening.
To display his faith, he sat right in front of your face and had conversations with y'all. He spoke. He never suspended your rights, never signed a single fucking bill that affected your life. What exactly did he do that directly impacted you? Instead of saying a couple of sentences that you disliked, y'all took a couple quotes out of their context and flipped it, cut out the important parts and conveniently left them missing. And even then, it still didn't sound that aggressive. Shit, if you thought that was radical, then we got different definitions.
Damn, exactly what we said before.
Bruh.
You know, in this clip culture, saying people took, in this case, clips of Charlie Kirk, and they took them out of context, left out the important things, and even the things that they clipped, he said, still wasn't that crazy bad. And if you think it is, well, then we have different opinions on what bad really is.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. You said it perfectly. And I'll just add, they do it on both sides, man. People just clip shit, put it out there. It's rage bait, man. They just want to play on your emotions. And that's what they did with Charlie Kirk. And I truly believe that doing that excessively definitely put him in danger. Because there's a ton of people who never sat down and actually listened to the man from beginning to end on his opinions on many different things. And they just were sucked in by the rage bait clips, and stuff like that can lead to these narratives that will eventually, unfortunately, kill somebody. So, crazy.
Didn't sound that aggressive. Shit, if you thought that was radical, then we got different definitions. And you go and compare him to George Floyd, cause he was a father too. Fucking oh boy, what a wild thing to say. I don't gotta even explain, it's two way different things. This shit is not even the same. You can't trust someone that you don't personally know, so I can never say for sure that Charlie Kirk would be my bro. But if I were to go off of reputation alone, I would never fucking let George Floyd into my home. And it's got nothing to do with his race or his skin complexion. Nah, it's more to do with his lengthy criminal record. Yeah, it's more because the drug possessions and the robberies and home invasions, I would trust him less around my property. We shouldn't make...
Woo! You can talk about the rap on this one, man.
Yo, he's gonna get flack for that. If he didn't get flack for anything in the song up till now, that's what's gonna get this.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna make this controversial. Cause man, that whole George Floyd thing back when it happened in 2020 was a very, very big deal. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, George Floyd unfortunately got murdered by a cop that was just being way too excessive, and that just sparked a lot of shit. Actually, sparked, I think, the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, sparked, or could have been before that, I don't know, definitely strengthened it, sparked riots, you know, and the fact that he's comparing the two, or saying you shouldn't be comparing the two because they're not the same, trying to say that they are the same but they're not, and then comparing them as people. Again, very self-reflective. He's like, I don't know Charlie Kirk personally, so I can't say that I would be his close personal friend, but I definitely know for a fact that I would not fuck with George Floyd because I guess supposedly he had a large criminal record and had home invasions.
What I will say is, I think he's doing a great job, as you said, of setting up the conversation. Like, if this was a real conversation, he'd be doing a great job at having a conversation with someone and trying to get them to understand what he's saying, because he's stepping back first and like you said, saying like, listen, I don't know if I would personally call Charlie Kirk my friend because I don't know him. I probably wouldn't call anyone I don't know my friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And then he continuously starts to say, but I wouldn't compare him to George Floyd because A, B, and C, and then continues to say that he had I guess criminal charges for home invasions, drug possessions, things like that. And he said, hey man, personally, if someone had all those things on their record, I wouldn't trust them around my property, would you? So, I mean, that's a fair statement, I think. You know what I'm saying? If what he's saying is true, again, I'm not gonna say I know it's true, but he's setting up a pretty solid argument here, and he's just explaining himself. So you can't get too mad at that. You know what I'm saying? And if you are getting mad,
he did make it a point to say that it was not about his skin complexion.
That's a big one too, actually. Yeah, he said, listen, I'm not trying to say like I wouldn't trust him
because he's black.
You know what I'm saying? And then he gives the facts of what he claims are the facts. So whatever.
I think that level of self-awareness is very important, because as opposed to people who have like debates or conversations, hard talks with each other, a lot of people just say, this is this, and this is that. This person is this, and this person is that. But this level of self-reflection kind of negates that, because he's not just outwardly saying what he believes to be true. He's given that level of self-reflection, saying, you know, I realize this and I realize that, and I don't think I know everything, but based on this level of realizations, it's led me to believe this is true. Which a lot of people don't do.
Possessions and the robberies and home invasions, I would trust him less around my property. We shouldn't make a mockery of him, I acknowledge that. Just because he was a criminal, we shouldn't pile on that. I won't say I'm glad that he's dead or claim he deserved it, but don't act like for 1 second that this was the same person. Just check out the reactions to their deaths, quite the opposite. Look what y'all did, and look at our response to it. Instead of riots in the streets, we prayed quietly in peace. We never let our emotions go, we tied them to a leash. We never flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty, and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting. Shit was gritty, what we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities.
So much parallels going on there, and you know, yes, you talk about the message here, but the rapping in this is crazy. As far as a rhyme scheming go, you can all guess what the rhyme scheme is here. A-I-T. A-I-T. Stop not shitty. The only thing we burns is candles, not cities, right? And just and then setting it up with that buttery smooth. He's just riding the fuck out this beat.
That's a twin sense.
Twin sense. Yeah. Oof. I mean, first twin sense in 3 months. Can we get a comment down below? Can we get a twin sense in the comments?
Damn, yo. But yo, man, this guy is going in right now. And he's basically saying like, yo, you can't compare George Floyd and Charlie Kirk. They're not the same. That's what he's saying. And he's saying they're not the same because you can tell by their reactions. Now, if we go by the facts but what we've seen, I mean, he's really not wrong, straight up. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, look at their reaction, which I'm assuming is the conservative reaction, versus the left's reaction, the liberal reaction. He's saying, you know, we burn candles in peace, you know, we prayed, we did this and that, and we didn't burn down our cities and do riots. And let's keep it 100. 2020 was a crazy year. You know what I mean? And after the whole George Floyd thing happened, there was a ton of property being vandalized and destroyed and like literal cities on fire. So,
and it wasn't like it was even like white people's property. It was everybody.
It was it was minorities, businesses, everything.
Everything was going up in flames. It was kind of crazy, especially here in New York City. It was kind of crazy.
So like,
and that level of self-reflectness shows its face again when he follows up with the whole George Floyd thing, saying that, you know, we probably shouldn't just harp on his criminal record. We probably shouldn't harp on the negatives about him. But at the same time, don't try and convince me that these two people are like the same person.
And that's when he continues to connect that to the reactions to their death. So let's keep listening.
It was not pretty. The only thing we burned was...
Oh, and then the beat drop on not cities to emphasize not cities?
You mean the lack of beat. The lack of beat.
Okay. Yes. The lack of beat, you're right. The beat, he takes everything off, just stops the beat.
What we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities. So get the fuck out of my face with all these comparisons. Y'all are embarrassing. We can't even call you Americans. You follow a narrative, such a typical situation. The minute something changes, these liberals switch their places. There's something wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense.
Damn.
First of all, buttery smooth flows, the rhyme schemings are crazy, and his intensity's crazy. It's like, it's really, you see his eyes. His eyes are like opening and shit. He's really getting into it now.
You know, he may be downplayed as a performer. He's a great performer.
I'm telling you, this is advanced boom bap rap. Advanced boom bap rap. Oh my goodness.
Terrible. The whole American scheme line.
Say you're fucking embarrassing. You're not even American. You know? Oh my God. Just, you know, and he's just saying the way.
I want to hear that again.
You want to hear it again?
You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. Since y'all are in were flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting. Shit was gritty. What we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities. So get the fuck out of my face with all these comparisons. Y'all are embarrassing. We can't even call you Americans. You follow a narrative, such a typical situation. The minute something changes, these liberals switch their places. There's something wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed.
Oh, he's like, I can't believe it. You act like you're rejoicing, like you have all these problems in your life, and the death of this one man all of a sudden made you feel better about all your stress.
I can't believe you're celebrating. Basically, he's saying, I can't believe you're celebrating this man's death. I've never saw someone die in front of my eyes and felt elated or blessed. I've never had my stress relieved, right, from someone dying. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's basically what he's saying. And you know what? Fuck it. I agree with this man. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Straight up. That's just fucking kind of evil.
Yeah, not kind of evil. That is evil.
That's evil, man. Like, to like hip hop hooray, like cheer on someone dying in the way they did, you know? This man was not Hitler. The fuck? He was just exactly what he explained in the beginning of the song. He's just a man giving his opinion. Didn't sign nothing. He's not even a politician, dude. He's just someone giving his opinion, you know, who was put into clipped culture and rage baited by the opposite side. And it's like people celebrating a man dying in front of live television or live video, and then like just like celebrating an innocent man's death. Just put those two together. Like I can't, bro. I can't with the evil, bro. That shit is evil, and I personally can't stand by that shit. I can't stand by that evil, and I don't condone it. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I don't condone it either. For those of you who don't know, to feel elated means to feel like kind of somewhat, to feel very happy and joyous, maybe even in a heavenly way. Your elation, I feel elated right now. I'm in a serenity of happiness. You know, I never met somebody who celebrated a death and it melted away their stress and it made them feel elated and blessed. Like they feel blessed. They feel grateful that this happened.
That's just crazy.
That's crazy.
That's just wild.
It's like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense. Your party's been stirring the shit. There's countless videos of politicians encouraging this. See, they rile up their base until they pile up their hatred. And now look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from the air at night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know.
Yo, this man is stacking his points.
Hold on.
He's stacking his points real good right now.
That might have been the best line in this whole entire song.
Yeah, because he kind of just like sums up the idea of the whole song.
Holy
one punch
shit,
line.
man.
Damn. And look, this song's not even over. Yeah, man. So
Damn.
yeah, so he touches on three very important points here. The first point being liberal Democratic Party.
Saying there's like leaders and officials.
Stirring the pot. You know
I mean, I personally, I'm not really glued to this kind of shit. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But if you could leave in the comments below, maybe some type of official or high figure.
Or examples of people stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot or encouraging this kind of behavior.
I'll tell you one thing though.
Yeah.
If the leaders aren't stirring the pot, the left or liberals in general,
or like high influencers, maybe.
Maybe. When this man, all of a sudden after this man dies, now y'all are like cheering gun violence when, you know, the left is known for totally being against gun violence. They want to ban guns, but now you're for it. When Jimmy Kimmel got canceled, the freedom of speech, your right to freedom of speech has become your favorite amendment. You're talking about people being canceled for their speech. Imagine someone getting killed for it. You're complaining about Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled. This man literally got murdered for his freedom of speech. He's basically just touching on all the hypocrisy, all the hypocrites, all the just downright confusion on the left. You say one thing and then you're quick to switch up when it plays to like your narrative or favor. You can't just stay on one path.
Cancel culture made very popular by the left. I mean, we've all seen it from a tweet that somebody had made or a video somebody said something. Could have been 20 years ago, but they'll dig it up and they'll find it and they'll make sure you fucking lose your job and your whole life is ruined because of it. Bruh. Now that the tables have been flipped, nobody's on the left has ever really been canceled, or at least nobody's super prominent. And for somebody like Jimmy Kimmel, I mean, his fucking talk show's been on the air for decades. So, you know, this is a very big deal. And I like this when he's exposing that level of hypocrisy, but yeah.
At night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know, I feel like my music has been pretty moderate. I never lean too hard in one direction or the opposite. Yeah, it's obvious that I'm conservative, but watch my shit. I think I do a pretty good job at keeping my common sense. But lately I've been giving less of a fuck. I got a headache, I'm so fed up with the left and their stunts. From the messages they pump, a bunch of pedos peddling junk. I used to separate you, now I just think everyone sucks. I'll never be friends with you, ugh. Nah, fuck it, dog, I'm serious. How the fuck can you relate to somebody who cheers for this? Y'all are weird for this, I'm done salvaging relationships. I ain't picking up broken pieces off the ground and saving it. If you can't say that this is bad and just agree it's heinous, then I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me or hate this. It sucks, this shit has done massive amounts of damage. And you know, it's probably exactly how they planned it.
Whoa. Damn.
That was fucking crazy.
That was amazing.
I think this is the best argument I've ever heard in one form of media, one message, one thing.
I want to hear it again.
My common sense, but lately I've been giving less of a fuck. I got a headache, I'm so fed up with the left and their stunts. From the messages they pump, a bunch of pedos peddling junk. I used to separate you, now I just think everyone sucks. I'll never be friends with you, ugh. Nah, fuck it, dog, I'm serious. How the fuck can you relate to somebody who cheers for this? Y'all are weird for this, I'm done salvaging relationships. I ain't picking up broken pieces off the ground and saving it. If you can't say that this is bad and just agree it's heinous, then I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me or hate this. It sucks, this shit has done massive amounts of damage. And you know, it's probably exactly how they planned it.
Wow. At that point, he's just like, I used to just think maybe they were just radical lefts, and there's still a good portion of people who are liberals who have some type of common sense or some type of rationality. But now he's just like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Fuck all of you. You know, that's what he's saying. There is no more trying to empathize or whatever. And you can tell in the intensity and the way he got into that, saying, hey man, if you don't agree that this was heinous, if you know, or whatever, just unfollow me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. I really don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah, man, that's why it's called Tipping Point. He's at his tipping point.
Wow, Tipping Point by Samson. I gotta say, such beauty in the cinematography. I mean, it's just one shot, but really it's about shot composition here. You know, I had to talk about the video. Can't, you know, I wasn't gonna let that slide. Shot composition, it's an age-old technique that's been used in a lot of films. Again, it's used so you don't even know what's happening. And it's a, I forgot the name of this technique, but it's when they take like two rows or walls or something, and they narrow it down so it forces your attention on what's in the middle. That could have been done for so many reasons, right? But here it was done so you can just focus on him, because he really wanted you to hone in on the message and the words. There were no fancy tricks, there were no fancy video editing or whatever, just some nice color grading, a track, and him pouring his heart out in a tunnel-like vision, like a tunnel vision kind of technique that forces you just to pay attention to what's going on in the middle.
Yeah, man, this was a dope fire track, high-level rap technique. I love the message. I agree with the message, to be honest with you, mostly. Yeah, man, I can't get with the evil that I've seen in this whole situation. Some people might say, yeah, well, Charlie Kirk was evil. No, he wasn't. He was just a guy giving his opinion, man. And if it differed than yours, it doesn't make him evil. He's just a guy with a different opinion. You know, it's what it is.
But I'm curious to know, what do y'all think?
Yeah, what do y'all
Comment
think?
down below. What do you think about, first of all, this track? What do you think about what was said in this track and what Samson was saying? And what do you think about the state of, maybe if you're American, our country, if you're not, our world, where it's heading to? What does all this even mean? What do you guys think? Tell us.
Yeah. I mean, a good portion of our following is not even from America, so I'm curious to see what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know. And honestly, guys, it's so good to be back. I mean, it's been so long. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, keeps our videos in rotation, and we'll see you in the next one.
I'm Trickster Hooligan.
I'm Jules the Buddha Bunk.
We are
Strawhat Dynasty, your favorite rapping
breaking
twins from NYC.
Peace.